Morning. This is the morning after the night before. So today I'm going to do a match review for Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, which I'm sure you're all fully aware of what the score was. Crystal Palace 3, Arsenal 0. I will go into that, but we're also going to do a little bit of football news, what's floating around in the press. Probably talk a little bit within the match review regarding Arsenal injuries. So any Arsenal fans may not want to watch that, and that's fine. But we're going to go into the match review first. Okay, right, let's double check next time I am not the one. Let's double check this, make sure I am sharing the right stuff this time. Don't want to do that. That will be better. There we go. Right. Let me actually get the better screen. There we go. Right. Okay. So Crystal Palace 3, Arsenal now. Jean-Philippe Mateta, Jordan Ayew, and Wilfried Zaha haunting us again. Amazingly, 2 assists for their centre back Anderson. So big up Anderson, and he got man of the match. Marked it unimpressive Lacazette once again. What can I say as an Arsenal fan about this? All I can say is I'm very thankful by the time I woke up this morning that I saw what Mikel Arteta's press conference was, because for me, it was his fault. Not just for last night, but personally, this goes back to January. And I've said it all along, we needed a squad, not backups. I can't stand the word backups. I'm ex-army. I don't have backups in my squad. If I have backups in my squad, they are going to be dangerous to myself. And that's what backups are. They're not someone that's going to be fighting for the spot. They're called a backup. So you go from Tierney, he's injured. Oh, it's okay. We've got Tavares as backup. No. Tavares should be good enough to be challenging Tierney every week. So no one is guaranteed their spot in our team. It's as simple as that for me. And I don't know, there's a lot of Arsenal fans out there that go, oh, we haven't got a great squad. We've got, I think I counted this morning, I'd say we have a squad of 12 with a lot of backups. Leno's a backup because he doesn't play the Arsenal way, as in the way that we play football. He's a great goalkeeper. I love him. Brilliant shot stopper. But he's a backup because we have to change the way that we play to not allow Leno to make errors that it's not necessarily his fault. You know, you're a goalkeeper. I've played football long enough, played it semi-pro, so I know enough to say this. But goalkeepers are not well known with their feet. That is something that's a different breed of goalkeeper nowadays. And that's fine. I had a friend, Paul Mitchell, brilliant goalkeeper, brilliant penalty stopper. But you know what else he could do? He could play midfield. He was that good. So, and that's one out of many goalkeepers that I know. And I've known a lot of footballers. But yeah, so I'm glad Mikel Arteta can come out and took the blame, because for me that was his fault, but it stems back to also January, so it's also Edu's fault. I'm not happy. I'm not taking any of this away from Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, I said in my predictions on Tariq's show week or 2 weeks ago, something like that. That in my predictor, it was a draw. I predicted in Tariq's show on Friday that it would be a dramatic 3-2 win for Arsenal. But that's me being an Arsenal fan. If I'm being a football fan, I think we would have been lucky to have got a win, which is why I went for a draw. I've seen Crystal Palace play. I think Crystal Palace play in an amazing way. I really, their front line, and it wasn't even their first choice front line last night. The way that they move and the way that they attack is scintillating. It's if we got someone like someone that was a centre forward, that was. I don't want to slag off Lacazette. Lacazette is a good hold up striker, but he's not scoring. He's not a threat. He's holding it up. Now, for me, I would have personally, and a lot of people don't like this, but I would have gone for Weghorst. Cheap option. It would have covered us. Let Lacazette go at the end of this year. Keep Weghorst for, 2 years as a backup? But I'm saying backup there because he is a backup. And then buy a first wonderful, beautiful, have a party type striker with a squad forward that can play multiple roles. Because then you've got options. We don't have options at Arsenal. And I've been a fan for way over 30 years. And this is the first time I can think of that we don't have options. Our options is Eddie Nketiah. That's not an option. That's throwing in the towel. Weirdly, he actually had a good shot last night. But this is Eddie Nketiah. We had 3 youngsters on our pitch. Like, this is Arsenal Football Club. We should have a squad. We have a squad of 12 with backups. This is ridiculous. I've said this so much, and people don't care because all they want to do is, oh, you're Arteta out. I'm not Arteta out. I am an Arsenal fan that wants a squad that can compete. That was a squad that I don't know. Arteta last night could have made multiple changes, but we didn't have that option because we didn't have them on the bench. The fact that we had to have Martinelli and Smith Rowe on the same pitch at the same time, it's scary. I'm not gonna put down at any of the players. Tavares was awful, but Arteta and Edu, for me, put them in that position where we haven't got a team that can compete, and that's scary. So yeah, that's. But anyway, we'll look at the possession. Look at the possession. We had so much possession. We just had nothing about us last night, and we're playing Saka non-stop every game. Like, I'm going to go into when I was a footballer. Now, there was this one team that my team could never, ever beat. We played them 5-6 years in a row, always defeated every single time because they worked us out. My cousin played in the same team as me. They worked us out. And in the 7th season, we changed it up a bit. We brought a couple of new players. Well, bought them, but we discovered a couple of new kids that joined the club, and we changed it up, and we didn't lose. We are too predictable with Saka. We're too predictable with Martinelli and Smith Rowe. We have a predictable lineup. We all know who's going to be playing. If our players are fit, we know who's playing. That is not the way that I've been brought up. It was a case of you go to Highbury, and this is how old I am because it's Highbury. You go to Highbury, you get the programme, you don't know who's playing. You can have a guess, you can have your favourites, but you don't know who's playing. You know who's injured and who's out, but you do not know who's going to play. Not until that team sheet's out. And why was that? Because we had a squad. We had a squad of talent. Now we've got 12 players that, don't forget, all these Premier League teams, they scout every single game. They assess, analyse every single team that they're going to play against. We are a predictable team. And that is not good. That is one of the things I don't like about Arteta. Arteta needs to improve on that. He needs to have a game plan 2, a game plan C. I'm going to go into my military side of my background. If I kept attacking the same post every single time in exactly the same way, what are they going to do? They can keep doing the same thing and shoot me, and then shoot the next person I send doing exactly the same thing. You have to turn it around, spin it around, change it up. The reason I'm here is because I knew how to do that. And that's what a coach should be able to do. Manager, whatever you want to call Arteta nowadays. But you need a squad. You need... It's just like... I don't know about you, but I always get excited when I watch... Because I watch all leagues, because that's how I gain knowledge. I gain working out the way that managers set up and the way that they train their players. And I knew exactly what we were doing last night. My partner came into the bedroom last night. Oh, what formation? Oh, and she literally said, "Oh, you're playing the same as always." Exactly. Even my partner, who cannot stand football, knew what we were doing. Now, if my partner knows what we're doing, I'm pretty sure Vieira does. So yes, that's me having a rant. But yes. Right. So last night, 5 shots on target for Crystal Palace, 3 for Arsenal, 6 off. No, 6 shots in total for Crystal Palace, 12 shots for Arsenal. But honestly, I don't think we were a threat. I wasn't at one point, we're going to go score a goal and then we'll be back. We'll be pinning them back. I wasn't even convinced once last night. We can't change it up. And that's the bit that scares me, and it really upsets me, because this is not the Arsenal that... I can't say it's not the Arsenal I love. I'll always love Arsenal, but right now they frustrate me because we don't have a game plan that is game plan B, game plan C. And that is possible. You can change things up. It isn't set in stone, your formation. And that is where Arteta needs to learn. I'm not asking to leave. I'm not saying get him sacked now. He needs to improve in these areas. But anyway, sorry guys, having a rant. Oh, sorry, I've got people in here. Hey Paxton. Sorry, I didn't realise I was just having a rant. I do apologise, mate. Yeah, exactly, Pax. That's that bit there. What you're saying there is what I mean. I want a squad. Man United have got a squad. Admittedly, they're not doing very well right now, but they've got a squad. You don't know who's going to play this week to next week. You probably came with McTominay and Fred, but you have a squad. It's what frustrates me about Arsenal. Arsenal have always had a squad, and everyone going, "Oh, but I couldn't care that Aubameyang left. He wouldn't have ever fitted the way that we play, and that's fine. I don't care about that. That's not an issue with me. Ian Wright left our club because he didn't fit the system. That's fine. I loved Ian Wright. I was there when he broke up Arsenal's Cliff Baston's record. You know, you love these players, but they're going to leave, just like managers are going to leave. I don't want Arteta here any longer than he needs to be, because you need to move on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's yeah. I get what you're saying, Pax. It's yeah. We shipped out like, was it 6 players in January? How many did we get? None. Like, seriously? I would have happily have spent. I don't know what you said about Weghorst, but I would have happily have bought Weghorst. Yeah. See, you said it with Weghorst. If people need to stop with this, oh, he's not professional. Oh, I don't care. He would have done a job. He would have done a job. We had Smudger. Alan Smith wasn't a pretty looking player, wasn't a pretty attractive footballer, but he did a job for Arsenal Football Club. And that's all I care about. You come in, you do a job for us. I'm a happy bunny. It's as simple as that. And people aren't liking me because I've got this opinion. I don't care. This is my club too. This is my family's club. My family have supported us for over 100 years. That means something in my family. So to have all these little people that only got brought up in a Wenger era preaching, oh, you don't know football, you're just an Arteta out man. No, I'm not. I'm not an Arteta out man. I'm an Arsenal Football Club supporter. I know where I want my club, and it's challenging. Don't expect us to win everything. I'm going to state that very clearly. I do not expect us to win everything, but I do expect us to challenge at least. If we fall at the end, like 8 games from the end, and we'd still like put up a good fight, then fair enough. The better team won at the end. We weren't the better team that season. That's fine with me. I don't care. I'm going to look at yours, Pax, because I love the fact you're still here, mate. Exactly. That shouldn't happen. That should never happen. De Gea probably, goalkeepers kind of, you don't really have, don't change them up very often, to be fair. We had David Seaman for multiple years, Jens Lehmann for multiple years. Goalkeepers is different, but it's centre backs and stuff like that. We had Steve Bold, Martin Keown, Tony Adams. They are not going to play all at the same time. It's impossible. And they're all quality centre backs. We had Gilles Grimandi, Remy Gard. We had options. I'm not saying that I liked them. We had Laurent, Ashley Cole, Kieran Gibbs. They weren't. Kieran wasn't a backup. He was fighting for the position. It frustrates me that we've just got these players that really, yeah, they look like they're trying, but do they really need to try? Because are they worried they're going to lose their spot? And that's the thing. They're not going to lose their spot. Yeah. Yeah, it's strange when it is, Ronaldo. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to go into I'm going to bore you now, Paxton. I'm sorry. It's going to be an Arteta press conference stuff now. I'm going to see what I agree with and what I don't. So this was Arteta's press conference from last night. The question was on whether it was a poor night all round. Arteta said yes, especially in the first half. Oh, hang on. I don't know if I'm sharing this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sharing it now. Awesome. Double checking this time. Right. But first of all, congratulations to Crystal Palace for winning the match. Yep. And the way that they performed. Yep. Totally great. Fantastic, Crystal Palace. I watched them against Everton. I thought they were fantastic. They were a danger. And when I said in my predictions for the last few games of the season, I said a draw. Everyone was like, oh, Arsenal will win. No, you need to open your eyes and you need to know football. Crystal Palace right now are a very informed team. And the way that they play is dangerous. Arsenal are not good against a dangerous team. The only way we stopped Liverpool was being very defensive. Man City, very defensive to a degree. I'll put that one to a degree because that was a very strange game. Brilliant game. But Arteta just needs to change it a bit. But anyway, I'm going to keep moaning about him. But we weren't at the races today, especially in the first half yet. Whereas first half we could have been 4 down easily. We were late to every ball. We were soft in duels, and we didn't earn the right to play. And then we did a little bit. We were sloppy on the ball. We didn't have any dominance or sequences of play when we could take control of the game, and we conceded 2 poor goals as well. So overall, it's unacceptable. We need to put our hands up, apologies, regroup, and tomorrow is a new day and a new opportunity to prepare for the game against Brighton. Yes, they really need to have a word with themselves, including Arteta, and I'm glad he did put his hand up to it, because for me, that was a blame for him as well. And whether he saw this performance coming, no, I could not see it. Sadly, I could. We're just too predictable. We discussed it just before the kickoff. The way you win here is when you compete in the way that you should. And competing means winning duels and having composure on the pitch to manage the situations. They are a really physical team, and the team is not at its best to do that. So you have to find ways to do other things that usually you don't have to do. And we didn't manage to do that. We were just awful. I'm convinced. I'm convinced to myself that Thomas Partey wasn't even fit when he played last night. His performance last night reminded me of the one where he came back from AFCON. I think it was it Burnley? He got a red card. Was it Burnley? I can't remember. Was it Liverpool? I can't remember when Partey got a red card off the AFCON, but it reminded me of that performance. It was woeful. Absolutely woeful. And then he obviously goes off injured, but I know me and Pax are keeping an eye on that. On whether the pressure of getting top 4 played a part? No, absolute rubbish. No, because the pressure has been there for the last 7 or 8 weeks. I don't think there is any pressure on us, because I don't think we're going to get it. I think we're going to get number 5. Sorry, Pax, but I think we'll beat Man United to at least 5th. We're talking all the time about the race for the top 4, and the boys have been performing extremely well and getting the results and playing really well. Today we didn't perform, and it's as simple as that. We were second best in every department, especially in the first half. And when we tried to change in the second half, we did, and we played much more of the game that we didn't want to play in the final moments. We had 3 of 4 big chances that we didn't score to get back and give ourselves a chance to get back in the game. Debatable. I think we're just outplayed, full stop. Tariq Mitchell just had Saka in his pocket. And I'll go into Tariq Mitchell in a bit. On our lack of depth squad, it's what we have. It's the numbers that we have. We've lost Kieran and we've lost Thomas now, and that's it. With the players that we have, we will keep trying like we have since the start of the season, but we've never had a big squad, so we can't find excuses. Really? You got rid of 6 players in January. You depleted the squad. Jeez. Today we have to look at ourselves, and I'm the first one, because I repeat myself, it wasn't good enough. Correct. Jeez. Whether Tierney is out for the season, he's seeing a specialist tomorrow, and we'll know more about the extent of the injury. But the feeling that we had, it wasn't really positive, and what the scan showed either. But we still have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully today we'll find out. Same as Thomas. Thomas Partey, as far as I'm aware, is the same injury that he had before. It's just reoccurred. But it depends what kind of severity. There's 3 different types of severity for him. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm missing a big chance and giving away a penalty. Today, there were too many things that went wrong at the same time. There are a few examples, and Emil had a clear chance before that as well, which would have made it 2-1. Bukayo had another one, and then Eddie hit the post. But overall, the performance didn't deserve the win or to get something out of the game. We have to be honest with ourselves. Yes, correct. and so do all Arsenal fans. We need to be honest with ourselves. Don't blame referees. Don't blame the loan system, which I heard this morning, which I was very tempted to throw my phone at the wall when I read that one. Blaming the loan system for Arsenal losing is a new one on me. Geez. Did I read that bit? On whether lack. Did I say that one? On whether a lack of experience last time. These young boys have been doing very well, so I don't like to be unfair because when they do something, it's because they're young. They've been playing extremely well. They've been performing under pressure and doing what we asked them to do, and today we didn't do it. Okay, fair enough. On why we decided to take Tavares, today was just tactical reason for how I wanted it with what Palace was doing and how we should attack and control the game much better in that position. We wanted to put another attacking midfielder with a Melby in that space, and that was the only reason. I'm sorry that it was Nuno again, but we had to do it. That's being extremely kind to Tavares, I'm saying, because Tavares was woeful, but what options did we really have? I think we did have a left back on the bench, which was Ogunbon, I think. I don't know what his name was, but it was the one. And Partey's injury, I don't know, but he felt something in the same area that he got injured previously, so it's a bit concerning. Yeah, I'm just waiting to hear about that today. On Tottenham being above us in the table, we've got a game in hand still, and we need to play. We need that with 9 games. A lot of things are going to happen. We have to play each other, and we have to play some big games coming up. We have to focus on ourselves, and the problem that we had today is not Spurs. Correct, Domondo. We should not be worrying about. Oh, hello, Rich. Oh no, I didn't realise. Hello, Rich. I'm gonna need some headphones. Oh, where's my headphones?
Morning, everyone in the chat.
I just took the camera off as well. Oh, this is just going wrong. Where did I plug this in?
How's it going, Walter?
Oh, there we go. I can hear you now. Hello, Rich.
How's it going? How's it going? I was just uploading fan cams and stuff, and I saw you on, so I thought, let me come support.
Oh, cheers, Rich. So I was being totally honest about Arsenal's performance, and I bigged up Crystal Palace.
And you know what? There was another thing you mentioned that I had to come on. Ty. I saw him after the game, and I spoke to him. So I went up to him and I asked him first and foremost. I was like, what do you think of your performance? And he goes, what do you think about the refs? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, what do you think about the refs' performance? I was just like, I don't think the refs were the problem. I think you lot weren't really good, and we dominated the game. No, but look at the ref performance. Is it good? I was like, the standard of Premiership refereeing is terrible. Anyway, I can admit that, but today we were just better than you and stuff. And he just kept going on about the refs. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, let me ask you another question then. Would you take Patrick Vieira? He was like, but what does he want? I left. I just left. I was just like, cheers, Ty. See you later.
Did you hear the Julian
I wasn't going to get into that. The loan system, is that one?
Yeah. I was
watching some of the stuff last night, and I was like, huh? I've never heard. All right.
I was
like, know Ty is bad, with the referees and stuff like that. And this is worse than anything I've heard Ty say in a while. This is probably the worst excuse.
I thought the ref was good last night, to be fair.
He did nothing wrong.
No. I'm not gonna lie and go, it was all the ref. It was, for me, I don't like that guy, but for me, he was a good ref last night. So
obviously the Saka one, I'm gonna have to look at it back, because when I was watching it, where it was literally at the side that we was at, and I looked at the person that was like, oh, this one's a bit like it could be given, and they didn't. So I was just like, okay. So I'm gonna have to look at that one back. But other than that, I don't think he made any. Nothing glaring anyway. No errors.
Oh, I thought it was one of the better performances I've seen from a ref for a while, to be honest. So
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Big up to you, because I watched you against Everton when you beat them 4-0, and when I saw that game, I was like, I'm fearful now because of the way you play. I know I'm not going to be too horrible to Everton, but I know it was just Everton, and they are in woeful situation right now. But for me, the way that you attack is scary. It's like having 10 buffaloes just running at you. Do you know what I mean? I'd be petrified of them.
Our press yesterday, I was like, this is unbelievable. Conor Gallagher, listen, PV, whatever you can do to get this guy in the permanent, do it. I want to know how far he ran. Because one game, I can't remember which one it was. Maybe the Man City game. I think he clocked about 12K.
Yeah.
Or something like that. This was definitely, I reckon, near it.
He was out of this world. But
I
think when I did the England squad with Tariq, I picked 3 Crystal Palace players.
Thank you.
Because the thing is, Tariq chose. It was Ben Chilwell for definite left back, and it was between Shaw and Mitchell. Well, I wanted Mitchell because I think that kid. Is he a kid? It's probably still a kid, but for me, he's quality. Luke Shaw is not quality. Sorry, Paxton. I know you're watching, but that kid is amazing. If there's been some talk about Tierney going and leaving Arsenal to go to Real Madrid. Now, my personal choice, if that happens, I'd go and get I'd get Mitchell because he's a very good left back. He had Saka in his pocket last night.
And he's had a few. He's had a few right wingers in his pocket this season.
Yeah. He's a quality
Mahrez didn't get any joy out of him. Richarlison didn't get any joy out of him when he pulled out wide. He's done a great job.
Yeah. Well, Patrick Vieira's done a great job. I just think he's.
Oh, absolutely.
He obviously is an Arsenal god for me personally because I managed to when we signed him from
as
AC Milan. Usual, so AC Milan player, but
you leave him alone.
I'm not even going to go into the manager situation because I've never been an Arteta fan. I never will be, but he is our manager, and that's the way it is. But
I don't think Arteta's done too bad. I just think yesterday was a blip.
I think I don't know if because when I'm doing this, I'm literally I don't even know anyone's in here, so I was just rambling, and I was saying that the problem with Arteta, and he does need to learn this, he needs to be a bit more fluid. I don't know how old you are, Rich, but when I used to go to Highbury, I used to get the program, and I used to sit there, and I didn't know who the squad would be. But now with Arsenal, you know who the squad's going to be. You kind of know about 5 days ahead, like as long as there's no injuries. That shouldn't be any club's way. Anyway, you should always go, I wonder who's playing. Wonder who the striker.
That's a good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Just to answer your question, I'm 34.
Oh, okay. So, I'm 7 years older. So, yeah. Are you in right era then? Or are you a little bit before that?
So I was born 87. Then we had was it the FA Cup final was 88? Was it? Yeah. So just before that, obviously I was a wee lad when it happened. So.
But it's just that's how all clubs should. I think I don't know if Crystal Palace have got that kind of. You've got a squad instead of the first team with backups. I can't stand the word backups. If a backup, because I'm ex-military, so I've had a squad. I never want to call one backup because you don't trust them, and that's what we did last night. We had 2 backups on the pitch. Tavares was a backup. I want 2 left backs.
He was shocked. He was terrible.
Yeah, he's concerning me now. He's concerning me now. That's at least 3 bad performances now, out of not many performances for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So it is concerning me now. But I think Crystal Palace have got a squad, haven't you? Because you've got Edouard and Mateta.
Yeah,
so you've got 2 choices.
We've come a long way. Because it was only just last season where we were kind of relying on Zaha or Eze, and now Eze, I know he had a really, really bad injury, but he's even now trying to work his way back into the squad. Edouard's on the bench, Beteke's on the bench. You know, we have got a load of options, you know, which is good to see. So if we can strengthen again next season, then there's going to be a real fight for places.
Do you actually own Mateta now? Because I wasn't he on loan?
Yeah. So this is where our business has been amazing. The situation was he was on an 18-month loan for Mainz. Now we had to buy him if he played 15 Premier League games.
Yeah.
So he at the start of the season he was nowhere near it, I believe. And then it got to like the January transfer window, and we were like, listen, we're going to play Mateta, but we're not going to sign him for 15 million. So if you're keeping it at 15 million, then we'll stop playing him and you can have him back like immediately. Yeah. And Mainz were like, we don't have the money to keep him on. So all right, well then we'll take him for half price. I signed him on a permanent for 7.5 mil.
See, I watched your show with Tariq the other night, and was it the other night with Nathan? When you were talking about
the preview,
and people slagging Mateta, I was like, have you watched Mateta? Because I find him quite scary, to be honest.
Yeah, you know what?
He reminds me of Adebayor.
He's very unorthodox.
Yeah.
Whereas Edouard is like, you know what you get with him and stuff. And to be fair, I still think Edouard is the better striker, if in the sense of like he will offer more. Yeah. But, and I held my hand up and I said it again on my fan cam last night. Number one, Edouard's got to try and win this place back because Mateta right now is our number 9. Like, no one can take that away from him. And number two, Mateta's the areas that I thought he was a bit in, he's definitely improved. His hold-up plays better. His link-up plays better. He's taking shots off quicker. I think because when he has time to think about things, he does scuff his shots and stuff. But he's just so much better. You know, and it's spot on, Paxton. 7.5 for a striker is an absolute steal.
It is.
I mean, we got Elise for 8 mil. You know, the business we're doing at the moment is stupid and a long way to continue.
Well, have you got a good scouting system?
Oh, yeah, Dougie Freeman. He actually goes out and actually watches the game.
Oh, is it Dougie?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And fair play to him because he's really scouring the talent from the Championship. You know, and that seemed to do us good.
What are you expecting for the end of the season? Do you expect us just to be mid-table and then try and move on next season?
It's crazy because I would have been happy with anything between like 12th and 14th at the start of the season. As the season's progressed, I wouldn't say I'll be disappointed if we don't finish top 10, but I'm kind of expecting us to finish top 10.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're 12 points behind Wolves and we've got a game in hand. And Wolves, I think, are sitting in the last European space now. I'm not saying that we're going to get Europe. And I don't want Europe because I don't think our squad's ready yet to be juggling Thursday, Sunday.
You'll be exciting to watch, though.
Oh, definitely excited. But like traveling around the world and juggling, we're not ready for that yet. But who's to say if we win our game in hand and Wolves have a little bit of a blip, there's an opportunity to climb the table there. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. So what is it? Have you got any obligation on Conor Gallagher at all, or is it just?
No, it was just the season loan. Yeah, I always knew that would happen. Normally Chelsea do put these clauses in and stuff, but I think with the fact that Kante, Kovacic, they're both quite aged, that they're hitting their phase, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, so they're gonna need replacing. But the question will be, are they ready to replace them just yet? Because honestly, I don't see Gallagher going there and starting 20, 30 Premier League games. And with a World Cup coming up, he's got a massive decision to make.
How much do you think he's going to cost you,
though? Chelsea are going to try and rip us off. Anything from... I think he's worth anything from 35. Maximum 50, but the 50 would have to be add-ons.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chelsea will probably set a starting price at 50 mil, and we won't pay it. We'll just be like, all right, well, we've got Eze.
Because haven't you got a different owner now as well? So you got some money, haven't you?
So yeah, John Textor joined us. I forgot the other two owners that we have, Blitzer and there's one other, but they're looking at buying Chelsea. So if that happens, then John Textor will buy their shares, and then he will get more ownership of the club.
Would that make you happy?
I mean, he's done really well so far, so I would not be complaining.
Is he British or American?
American.
Oh,
and
is
he
he?
also bought the Brazilian club Botafogo. Hence why you've probably seen a lot of the.
Yeah, I have noticed that in some chats, and I'm like, what you on about?
Yeah. So John, because they were in financial ruin, and he bought them. He saved them pretty much. So there was actually about
quite a good link then.
4 or 5 Botafogo fans at Sellers Park yesterday.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they're really embracing. They're really embracing it.
One. Thank you for coming on, because I wasn't expecting anyone to come on. I just thought I'd put it in there just if anyone wanted to come on. I was hoping it was Nate, because he put something in last night that really angered me last night. I was quite happy to chat with him. He was South London Derby thing, and I'm like, do you know the history of the club?
Well,
the only reason we moved.
Woolwich.
Yeah, we were in Woolwich. I get that, but then the suffragettes burned down our stadium, so we had to move somewhere. And to be fair, you would only be living in our shadows, so we decided to do it to Spurs instead. So you should be thankful.
Who said that moving from South London would have? I think you've benefited from moving actually. But yeah, to be fair, if you want to catch Nate, we're doing a match reaction at around 8:30, I think, tonight. So
is that the Get Amped one?
Nah, so what I'm gonna do is we'll do the Arsenal match reaction.
Oh,
and then in the same stream, I'm gonna open the lines to go into Get Amped and stuff. So instead of doing those 2 separate ones, we'll kind of do joint.
Oh, okay. Well, anyone that is, there's not many people watching, but I'm sure everyone knows Rich anyway. I know Rich. Big ups to Rich. But yeah, I really appreciate you coming on. But
no problems.
But yeah, I'm only going to talk about the news now, so it's pretty boring now, because I just go through the newspapers. That's
all right. I got a lot of planning and marking to get on with, so I'm going to crack on.
Are you a teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, my partner's training to be a teacher now. She's literally on placement today. Actually,
it's tell her from me. Enjoy the journey. It's not easy work, and such. There's a lot of pressure put on teachers at the moment.
She's going in the adult education side of it. She's a special educational needs teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so nice. She's going into. I suppose it's still the same, but it's a different section. But that's what she's doing.
And just the most important thing is, especially whilst training, is just embrace it. Embrace it, because it's easy to, once you're qualified, think, oh, I've done it now. But think about all the hard bits you've done to get there, and let that spur you on. You know? And keep the passion for the young people, or adults in this case. So big up to your business.
Will do. Cheers, Rich.
Peace.
Do appreciate it, mate. Ta-ra, mate.
Take care. Bye.
And you. But yeah, I'm just going to do the thanks for Rich for coming on, surprising me. I've been with the world on my own on the tabs, and there's Rich. Right, I'm just going to quickly do the news packs. I do believe there is some Manchester United news. I did say I'll promise to keep some out. But I think this one is kind of positive. Well, it's not actually. I've just read the story now. It's not. Manchester United stars are reported to be split over the possibility of appointment of Ten Hag as the club's next manager, with some seeing him as an underwhelming choice. Underwhelming. Now, Pax, what's underwhelming, Poch or Ten Hag? I'll let you answer that whilst I read the next one. Gnabry is reportedly considering his future at Bayern Munich, with Real Madrid, Juventus and Liverpool all interested in the former Arsenal flop. That's a bit harsh. Who has flourished in the Bundesliga. And then we got Calvin Phillips is ready to knock back interest from multiple Premier League teams to sign a new deal with Leeds, but talks will have to wait until the summer after he changes agent and to see if Leeds are being relegated, I'm guessing as well. Newcastle United, West Ham, Crystal Palace, and Leeds United are all interested in FC Köln defender Timo Hubbers. Timo Hubbers, who could be available for as little as 6 million this summer as his contract winds down. Do you know? Have you heard of him, Paxton? Timo Hubbers. I was waiting for your comment, Pax. I knew yours would be an interesting answer. Underwhelming, meaning the players want an easy ride with Poch. Exactly. That's my theory as well. I'm not saying his name. The Paris Saint-Germain chief. I am not saying that name. Want the new Champions League to introduce a Super Bowl-style opening ceremony to challenge the status quo. Isn't there kind of a little thing that happens anyway in Champions League? What do they want? What kind of performance? They want a concert or something? What do they want? Whatever. Liverpool's opening effort to enter the NFT market flopped, with only just over 5% of 171,000 made available being sold. Okay. Interesting, I guess. What's Pac saying now? I do love what you were reading. No, but better than playing 80 minutes for a centre back. Yes. I don't know who you're talking about, Pax. I really don't. I'm racking my brains to work out what centre back you're on about. I really can't think of his name. Maguire. Yeah. Cough. Yeah. Everton's Premier League rivals suspect that they have broken spending rules and have taken the extraordinary step of analysing the Merseyside club's financial accounts for the past 2 years. Interesting. That yeah. I thought this. I think it was last summer. Was it last summer they got Demarai Gray and Andros Townsend? I thought Everton did something when they were signing those players, because I was expecting them to go big, because you win a lot of money every year and you get a lot of money coming in, and they spent literally nothing. I'd say not much. But yeah. Hey Josh, how are you? I was going to do the Newcastle match. That was in January though. I'm on about last summer. This last summer, this last summer transfer window. I don't think they spent a lot of money. I'm going to have to look now, because I'm pretty sure they didn't spend too much money last summer. Type. I find transfers for last year. There we go. Let's have a look. Sorry, just bear with me whilst I load this up. Just before I can load up then. Let's have a look. See. Yeah, if you look at what they got, Demarai Gray, they spent 1.8 million. Mikalenko was a January signing. Nathan Patterson, I think, was also a January signing. Then you got Dali Ali, is actually a free transfer. I don't know how real that is. Andros Townsend, free transfer. Begovic, free transfer. Andy Lonergan, free transfer. Salomon Rondon, free transfer. Are these all ins or outs? I think they're outs, aren't they? No, they're ins. Why is it different colours? I don't know what the different colours mean. Donny van der Beek, loan transfer. El Ghazi. I'm going to show you this so you can actually see it. I don't know if you can. Share screen so you just see what I'm on about, because that one. Oh, there we go. Can you see that? I think you can now. Yeah, there we go. Right, so this is what I'm on about. You got Mikalenko was January, Patterson was January. I'm sure it was. Dele Alli. I think that might be what the blue means, actually. Dele Alli was January. El Ghazi was a loan. Van der Beek, loan. They spent 35.5 million, but they gained 41 million. And if we go to previous season very quickly, there we go. That's what they're on about, I think. Is the 66 million, 4 coming in, 108 spent, 79 coming in, 89, 25. Yeah, 182 in 17-18, 182 million pounds for Everton Football Club. That's mad. But yeah, madness. Yeah, I do get what you mean about the 40 million clauses, but it's. I had a feeling that I think that's where the storylines come from anyway. I'll stop sharing that. There we go. Next story is Tottenham are expected to trigger their £25 million option to sign Dejan Kulusevski at the first opportunity this summer. Bargain if you only get £25 million on him. Seriously. What's Paxton saying here? Each match needs to be... Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Pax. West Ham are expected to run the rule over Benfica's £70 million rated striker Darwin Núñez when the Portuguese club host Liverpool on Tuesday. Yeah, I think you are spot on there, my Lord Bow 7 Messenger. I think they have got severe financial problems coming, and if they get relegated, I think they could fold, or at least fall down like Leeds did and Wolves did. Next story is Wolves are the latest to show an interest in Sporting Lisbon midfielder Matheus Nunes, who has been scouted by Manchester City and Newcastle. There you go, Josh. And saw a move to Everton fall through last summer. Tottenham are in hunt for Sam Johnston after delaying their move for the West Bromwich Albion goalkeeper in January to prioritise other areas. Okay. Didn't they get Gleany, though? Okay. Ajax defender Juin Timber has emerged as a potential target for... Sorry, facts. Juin Timber has emerged as a potential target for Manchester United should Erik ten Hag become their next manager. So yeah, that's just madness, isn't it? Let's be honest. And then we got Brentford have revived their interest in Bologna left back Aaron Hickey, who could cost around £15 million. We move into the Sun. Manchester City and England star Jack Grealish is set to launch an unprecedented £1 billion sponsorship deal with fashion house Gucci. Wow. And then you've got Cardiff City. Cardiff City. Oh, okay, as long as you're happy. There's going to be a dodgy song there, though, if he's a flop. Cardiff City owner Vincent Tan has reportedly put the club up for sale and has already received interest from 3 possible suitors. Good on Cardiff, because they do need to change the way they are. Tammy Abraham has hinted at a return to the Premier League from Roma in the future because of his roots in London. So alert everybody, Arsenal, Tottenham. Be surprised if he goes back to Chelsea. Crystal Palace is now going to be an option, really, if you think about it logically. Kieran Tierney fears his season is over for Arsenal and Scotland after reported back from international duty with a knee problem, which will likely require surgery. I think me and Paxton are going to keep a very close eye on that, along with Thomas Partey's situation. Former Rangers star Alexei Milajenko is the Ukraine's FA's first official to ask Scotland and Wales to hand them a World Cup bye. Okay. Well, I haven't personally heard of him. I am going to take your word for it, Pax. I know you watch a lot of and read a lot of stuff on footballers, so I'll definitely trust you. It's not someone I actually really know of. I haven't really followed the Dutch league for quite a while because I used to be a Kluivert fan, but yeah. Derby County are picking US businessman Chris Kirchner as their preferred bidder in a boost for Wayne Rooney. Well, that needs to hurry up because otherwise Derby are going to fold. We're going to move into Daily Mirror. Gareth Bale is set to be the first man out of Real Madrid this summer, with Arsenal target Luka Jovic likely to be another player leaving the Santiago can't even say the name. Bernabeu, jeez. Wolves will press Ruben Neves for an answer over his new deal, but will be told that if his head is elsewhere, he can go as long as his 50 million evaluation is met. You can only push him so far before he goes, okay, I'll just wait for my contract to run down or a little bit more, and then that 50 million will not be met. So I think Wolves shouldn't be that stubborn. Daily Express, Lucas Torreira hopes to leave Arsenal on a permanent basis this summer after being reborn during a loan spell in Serie A with Fiorentina. That's cricket news. Daily Telegraph, Everton face having to cut 50 million in costs to avoid financial fair play punishments if they are relegated to the Championship. Correcto Monto. The Ricketts family are talking to a new investors to strengthen their bid for Chelsea. I wish that would just shut up and get sorted one way or the other, because that story is doing me head in now. Mike Dean has revealed his daughter received death threats after he was sent off West Ham midfielder Thomas Soucek last season. Just sickening what people do nowadays. Mike Dean's not one of the worst ones, but you should never have your family being threatened just because of a decision. It's Jesus. It's just madness. Already done the Cardiff news. Oh, okay. Interesting news here. At least 2 of the shortlisted bidders to buy Chelsea have told supporters they are looking at plans to redevelop Stamford Bridge without knocking down the stadium, which could save fans 5 years away from 5 years away from their traditional home. Oh, okay. That's quite good, isn't it? That'd be interesting if they managed to do that. The Guardian, VAR could be introduced to the VAR could be introduced to the Cinch Premiership immediately after this year's World Cup as the Scottish Professional Football League prepares to make a decision on it later this month. Personally, I just think everyone should get it, but VAR needs to be run by an independent person, not the referees that make the stupid mistakes on the pitch in the first place. And there we go. The Scottish Sun. Scotland face a massive blow ahead of their bid to qualify for November's World Cup, with Kieran Tierney unlikely to be unavailable because of injury, which we all know about. And yes, that is all the news for today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for Paxton for being here always. Thank you. Thank you, my lord, everyone that's joined in the chat. Thank you for Rich for coming on and surprising me. Was not expecting that. Really appreciate it, everyone. And I'm out of here.